A few years back, I bit the bullet and left my cushy 9 to 5 to open my food dream. It was a chance encounter with a Belgian patisserie that changed everything for me.
It's our chance to hatch our plan B out of the corporate life.
Arriba!
Because I love food.
Now I'm sharing my favourite recipes and searching for other passionate people to tell me their stories. In this episode of Passion Food, we sate our never-ending hunger for all sea creatures. We go behind the scenes at Sydney Fish Market, discover a seafaring family in Tasmania, and I fly high to a romantic island getaway. It's 3:30 in the morning and I thought Baker's had a hard life. But I'm going to get up, I'm going to do it, go to the fish market and find out what I can get into. I can't wait to see what they do this early in the morning. It always fascinated me to see how fish markets work. Fishermen bring their catch to market at 3 a.m. and the fish markets sell it at auction a few hours later. We're in Pyrmont, New South Wales at the iconic Sydney Fish Markets. They supply a huge number of world-class restaurants and local fish and chip shops with the freshest fish of the day. Kelly and I sat in the auction bleachers while she explained a few of the ropes.
The way that the auction works, we've got mud crabs, lobsters down here, prawns are usually set up in the middle, blue swimmers, your mollusks. This morning we saw some really lovely sea urchin down there. They're live, they're still wriggling, huge. Where do they come from? We get a lot from the south coast of New South Wales.
The guys were really excited at the start of the auction. The atmosphere was very lively. The auction is run by a large screen of time and dollar amount fashioned after the Dutch auction clock. This ensures that each product sells quickly and for the optimum price. Heading down to the floor, Kelly took me on a tactile tour teaser of some of the fish before handing me over to the official tour guide, Alex.
You touch it and feel the oil in it. Oil is good.
That is incredible.
If you have a look in here, this is the tuna. Again, quite oily.
Oops, tuck that one back in. No one will notice.
B grade is still fantastic eating. The A grade, when they come through, as I said, they're very, very excited up there. They're like, come on, let's get onto it.
Alex operates the behind-the-scenes tours each weekday at 6:40 a.m. sharp. And if you're game for getting up that early, it's well worth the trip.
So this is the pearl perch.
Right.
It's Glaucosoma scapulare. So there's only 3 fish in its family, Glaucosoma, as in deriving from the Greek meaning sugar. They only live in Australia, they all taste amazing. So already scientifically it's known for being sweet, and the flesh is bright white, briny sea flavour, but just sweet. 2, and I show you this is an important rule of thumb with fish. See his mouth? Watch.
He's not open.
When he does open, it's a big bucket, what they call perciform mouth.
That's incredible. I did not expect that.
No. The good thing is, any fish with a mouth like this, that opens up wider than its head, that's really unnecessarily big, is an omnivore. So it eats a lot of different things.
Okay.
When you eat a lot of different things, you have a neutral flavour.
I found myself amazed and almost like a deer in headlights as Alex took me through the floor. He knows a scary amount of detailed fish facts, and I was thoroughly entertained. And he gave me a few interesting details on just which body parts we eat from a sea urchin. Let's just say it was the jewel in the crown.
This is a sea urchin, and this has been hand dived in the south coast of New South Wales. If you eat the Tasmanian ones, you're helping the environment because they're a pest species in Tassie. They come south from the mainland. They're creamy, they're sweet, they're like getting dunked in a shore break. They're salty, they're briny. It's unmistakably seafood, but quite different. And thirdly, there's a chemical in these called anandamide. Get a half a dozen, get a hammock, Sunday afternoon, bottle of rosé.
Well, considering what you're actually eating.
Yeah, makes sense.
Makes sense, right.
Right.
Thank you for that.
No worries.
When you finish the tour, the sun is up and it's time for brekkie. I wanted to go back a step and visit one of the fisheries responsible for supplying Australian markets with fish and seafood. So what else do you do in this case? You go all the way to Tasmania in search of the best. I went to a family-owned and run business called Muirs Fishery. They are one of the only companies taking their product straight from the sea and right through to the finished meal. I went on a great factory tour with a very sexy outfit. Love those gumboots. They have all different varieties of seafood here, and we started with something quite unexpected. No way, are you catching it? What? Ah! Dave handed me a giant rock lobster, kicking and slapping. Ah! Oh my gosh. I had to quickly swallow my fears and man up. Okay. Okay.
Put your hand over his back. Hold on, really tight.
I don't know. Okay.
Fingers underneath. Lift him up.
Wow.
They're very strong, like they're very quick swimmers.
I can feel how strong it is. My gosh. You do not want to mess with one of these.
Rex Hunt, give him a kiss and put him back. Give him a kiss, then you got to say yibbity yibbita, that's all folks.
Yibbity yabbity, that's all folks. Woo! Bye, you've been a good sport, mate. Next up, oysters. Ooh, slippery, slimy wads of... oh, and they're also supposedly aphrodisiacs. Where do these ones come from, these oysters?
These are from St Helens, up north.
Mick is very fast and gets paid by the oyster, so he showed me how to crack them open, running each one under fresh water.
Coming up to summer, I could do anywhere between 200 to 400 dozen in a day.
Wow. Oh, I'm happy to help.
You want to have a go?
Yep, sure do. I'm going to try and help you get like 1 million done in an hour. So that's me. I'm your girl. I'll help.
I get paid for that?
Yeah.
1 million dozen, David.
1 million dozen. Ooh. Okay. Did I do it?
Yep.
Yay, I did it. Cut the muscle and then flip.
Beautiful.
Yay!
That's awesome.
See how quick I am? The magic of TV. And in my quest to reach the 1 million dozen, I got a huge surprise. This is going to be perfect. Oh,
Hang on.
almost. Oh, he's hanging on for dear life.
You got something.
What?
I've seen it.
Is it a pearl?
It
It's a pearl. Oh my gosh.
is. You can have that.
Ah, thank you.
One in about 200,000 oysters.
No way! My very own pearl. Oh my gosh, you know you're so cute. Oh,
Don't
wow.
find very many of those.
On to the main event, where I learned that they hand fillet, scale and debone each fillet by choice. So there's machines that do it as well? or-
There are machines that do it, but not even close to the quality that you get by hand demoning.
Right.
So we choose not to.
The boys let me get in there and get my hands dirty. I had an idea to bring one of the freshly filleted fish to Upper Deck's restaurant's head chef, Eugene Borg, and that's exactly what I did. These are my beautiful hapuka that I just filleted myself. I'm very proud of it. And I wonder what this pearl would look like in a necklace. It's such a beautiful harbour where Muirs has their restaurants right on the pier in Hobart. There's casual dining at Lower Deck, the oyster bar Pearl & Co, the fishmongers, and the fine dining restaurant Upper Deck. Hi, how you going?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to see you, Eugene. Now, I've just filleted some hapuka down at the fishery, so I can't wait to see what we can do upstairs with
Mate,
this.
let's go.
Great, thanks. I'd love to know what we're going to do today.
We're going to pan sear the hapuka, so it's going to get a nice crispy skin on it. We're also going to make a little salad with some buffalo mozzarella, some baby zucchini that have been wilted just a little bit, a bit of salt, got some shaved fennel, and what I've got here is a saffron infused gin that is going to be the base for the vinaigrette that's going to go on the salad.
Can I taste?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
It's mellowed down a bit. When I made it yesterday and I tried it, the alcohol was just bang, but now it's actually mellowed out and you get a really strong.
Nice. Being back in the kitchen made me pick up the whisk and help make the vinaigrette.
So a little bit of buffalo mozzarella, which I've just ripped apart.
What is that?
What?
Oh, the oldest trick in the book.
Nothing.
Eugene is a firm believer in letting the seafood take centre stage. His cooking methods and garnishes allow the main ingredient to shine.
When you've got a piece of fish like that, and when you've got fish that's like that fresh,
That's right.
you don't mess with it.
You don't want to do anything to it, do
You
you?
just want flavours that are just going to enhance the flavour and not massively overpower it, because otherwise there's no point in having a piece of fish like that.
He let me score the fish for the perfect crispy skin. I asked Eugene what being a chef means to him.
I actually love cooking. Like cooking, even now, as you go up and you get more responsibilities away from the kitchen, I still want to cook. You know, I still want to just be in the kitchen. I mean, the craziness of the kitchen, like service and that, you just thrive on it.
There's nothing like it, is there?
It's like it. It's pretty cool.
The energy and craziness that happens on a nightly basis is its own familiar beast to me, and I understood his meaning all too well. Back to the fish, and I've never been able to get it this crispy at home.
Got some thirsty leaves here.
That's it.
The salad is placed on the plate, and the higher you build it, the better it'll taste. He finishes the fish in the oven and rests it while we make the sauce. Shallots, fresh thyme,
So with the thyme, we want to just get, you don't want to cut it up and put it in, because all it's going to do really is just overpower it. And then we'll just
vermouth,
glaze it with a bit of dry vermouth.
and fire.
Woo! Flaming.
That's okay. Got a bit of alcohol in it, so it's
Was that supposed to happen? Woo! I did it. I meant it.
we have the start of the show, as they say. But put that on the plate.
Then it's finished with our creamy sauce and ready to eat.
Okay, I can't wait to tuck into this. Okay. That looks amazing. Wow. Okay, some of the
Gotta get a bit of-
fish,
gotta get a
some
bit
the
of skin.
And some of the sauce. Beautiful.
I've been so lucky to go behind the scenes at Muirs.
Nice piece of fish.
Travel the full circle through their process, from the factory to the prepping and then the magnificent meal with one of Tassie's proudest chefs.
Amazing, Eugene.
I am one lucky girl. In Australia, we have such beautiful beaches, so I couldn't resist making it right here on the Golden Sands.
So what we're going to do today is we're going to make something called ceviche.
Ceviche is, for want of a better term, Peru and Latin America's answer to sushi. It's made with a white, firm fleshed fish that is marinated and sort of cooked in a lime juice or an acid of some sort. It takes all of Australia's beautiful fresh ingredients and mixes in a little bit of the Latin American, the Mexican, all of those flavors and ingredients that I love. Such a fresh, tangy, tasty, zesty dish.
Slice your fish carefully into small cubes so that the marinade penetrates your fish quickly.
Once you have all of your fish cubed, the next thing you want to add is your lime juice.
If you don't have a juicer, hand squeezing the limes is much more fun and leaves your hands smelling fresh.
Oh, the smell of the lime. It just speaks tropics, Latin America. Makes me want to do a salsa dance. Oh yeah, arriba! Okay, so you have this lovely lime juice, which you can make into anything, but we're using it for the marinade. Now this is going to marinate for 2 to 3 hours, and what that does, the acid serves to denature the fish.
Denaturing fish helps to give it a chewy texture as if it's been cooked by the acid.
So I've brought one out that I've prepared earlier, just so that you can see the difference between what it looks like when you just add the lime juice and when the lime juice has been in the fish for a few hours. See how it's all opaque and very white?
Finely slice red onion and add it to the denatured fish. Don't add it before you marinate the fish or it'll pickle the onion and soften it.
You want it to still be beautiful and crunchy and have its color. So after your onion, you'll want to put some chili. And you can go as hot as you like with the chili. This is a jalapeno. I'm leaving the seeds in there too.
Chop fresh, ripe tomatoes.
So those are the 5 ingredients that make up a traditional ceviche. I'm going to add a little bit of red capsicum and also a tiny bit of avocado. This will give it a great crunch and some nice creaminess, lovely textures. So now that we've got all of the ingredients together, we just want to mix it up very lightly. Because we've got a lot of delicate ingredients like the fish and the avocado, you just want to bring it up and fold it around. You don't have to mix it really heavily, otherwise you'll destroy all the beautiful shapes that you just made with the vegetables. I can't wait to tuck into this with some tortilla chips. So I'm just going to line my dish with some lettuce.
Spoon your ceviche minus the lime juice you used to marinate it in, because it won't be fresh anymore and it takes on the flavor of the fish.
And I'll use my fresh lime juice to give it a nice zest and have it pop.
You want to be able to taste that beautiful, fresh, zesty lime juice.
Oh, wow. Perfect.
Garnish it with coriander, or as I say, cilantro, and salt and pepper to taste.
And here you have my beautiful ceviche dish.
Eat with corn chips or tortillas or just by itself. Served up as an appetizer at a dinner party or a barbecue is one way to bring summer to your table this year. Now, where's my margarita? This is the time in our show where I get to relax and do a bit of sightseeing. We're in the Gold Coast and have decided to take a seaplane for some exciting panoramic views of some crystalline blue waters and fantastic scenery.
I can't wait to see what kind of adventure we get into. I'm looking forward to some fun, sand, surf, and that Queensland lifestyle.
Pete flew me to South Stradbroke Island. He loves what he does, and he didn't mind taking me for a wild ride. Oh, so much fun and magical with my bird's eye view of our gorgeous coastline. But is it wrong that I've just thought about food? I was glad to see the island and touch down for some calming beach strolls. It was such a calm landing that I barely noticed it at all as we glided towards the shoreline.
Just look at this amazing island, South Stradbroke Island. A 5-minute seaplane ride and you're here in paradise.
This tiny island has great atmosphere with plenty of privacy for romantic moments, and a cool little beach bar for those that prefer to mingle and have a beer. But enough of exploring, it's time to get down to business. I'm hungry.
Apparently, I have a really beautiful, romantic picnic waiting for me. A nice seafood lunch that was prepared by Pete. Only thing is, I don't have a date.
Maybe I can call in a favour and ask my new mate Pete to be my date. I can't believe this glorious platter full of fresh, beautiful fruits, seafood, cheese, and of course a great champagne. Okay, forgive me for sneaking a nibble. I believe my date has arrived.
Hi.
Hey Jill, how are you?
Good. Glad you can join me. Thank you so much.
you.
Pete, thank you so much for taking care of me today. I've had a really wonderful time.
It's been my pleasure. It's absolutely been my pleasure.
Oh, fantastic.
Are you enjoying this place?
I absolutely love it.
Isn't
South
it stunning?
Stradbroke is lovely.
Yeah. So you don't believe you're on the Gold Coast, do you?
No, not at all. It's very private and gorgeous, natural.
Pete popped the champers and poured. Although he wasn't allowed to drink, he agreed to toast to the moment. That's fine, 2 for me, I can handle that. I needed this time to reflect and plan my next food adventure. I have a feeling it's going to be a good one.
And look at all the mouths just open, going, oh my God! No!
Into the bellies. But we enjoy it. Thank you, fish.
Thank you, fish. Thank you so much.
Do you reckon I'm getting lucky tonight?
On the fruiterer.
Fruta, beautiful.
Tula, tula, sula, fula.
And I got
And I got it.
showing your age.